This is why you see some rough guys, some godless guys, you see them marrying the best woman in the world. You'll be like, this life is not fair. Look at this useless guy having a wonderful wife. And some of these young ladies will now turn the life of those guys, they will beautify it, they will change them, and you're like, this is not fair. Meanwhile, you see a good lady, church lady marrying a man, beating and you'll be like, how did this thing work out? In most cases, there's somebody somewhere interceding for that rough guy. Yeah, good day and God bless you. I am Pastor Shola Obadimu, and I want to welcome you to my channel and my space. So in this video, I want to talk about something that is going to be of help to every single, but I'll be narrowing it down to Christian young ladies. So I want to quickly talk about how to find love as a Christian lady. How to find love as a Christian lady. Now, statistics has shown that we have more women in the world than men. It's obvious. In fact, if 10 people give birth to newborn babies today, out of those 10 babies, you can be sure that a minimum of 7 or 8 will be a baby girl. So that tells you that we have more ladies or more females in the world than men, and that's kind of create a kind of competition in the circles of ladies, especially when it comes to getting married. Now, at the same time, as a lady, you wouldn't say that because you want to get married, you want to settle down, you want to find the love of your life, just choose any kind of person that comes your way. You have to be diligent, you have to be prudent, because this is a decision that will affect the rest of your life. So, as a marriage counselor, I want to share 5 uncommon principles that's going to help you find the love of your life, especially as a Christian. So, these principles, I'm going to be backing them up, in the Bible, and of course, I'm going to be sharing some nuggets with you from the relationship and marriage, angle and perspective, being a counselor, so that by the time we combine these factors, you're going to have a holistic a guideline on how to go about choosing or meeting the love of your life, especially as a lady. I want you to know this, that as a young lady, once you start getting to the age of 20, 22, 23, 24, 25, you yourself can attest to the fact that a lot of young men will be swamping around your life, your area. A lot of guys will be asking you out. That stage of your life is very critical, and because once you start getting to the age of 25, 27, 28, 30, the figure will start dropping down. Men will start turning their eyes away from you, and this is why you need to understand how to respond in that critical phase of your life. Yes, that from the age of 20 to 25, let's say okay 20 to 30, but 20 to 25 is at in its peak. That is when guys swamp around your life, ask you out. Some of them say they want to marry you. Personally, I've heard of ladies who just they didn't take guys serious, and many of them at the end of the day they couldn't find a suitor. In fact, some of them had to be a second wife to a widower. So you have to be very careful at that moment of your life, and because a lot of guys will be coming to ask you out, at times you are confused. You don't know which one is saying the truth. All of them say they love you, but I want to tell you something, that on the average, there are about 4 to 5 things that attract a man to you at that phase of your life. The first is your face, your prettiness, or your beauty. All things being equal, a young lady at that age, between the ages of 20 to 25, is beautiful to some extent. So your beauty, your complexion, that is one of the things that attract a guy to you. Then your breast, yes, this is a fact. These are some of the things that attract guys to you. You see, one of the things that will help you as a lady going forward is try to learn about the psychology of men. What is the wiring of an average man? This is the way God designed it. Yes, your breast size. These are some of the things that lures guys to you. These are just natural factors. Now then, your Botox, yes, I'm telling you the fact. So what I'm trying to say is that, especially if you notice you have these three things, some of the guys coming to you, it's not that they really love you, that is what they love. Yesterday I was reading on Facebook about the divorce of a popular Yoruba actor and actress. I don't want to mention their name, and then you need to see this lady. She has all these three attributes I've mentioned. They are twins together, but they are no longer together, they've separated. And these are the things that attract guys. But do you know what this guy said when he was interviewed? They asked him, why are you no longer together with your wife now, because they didn't even get married officially? And you know what he said? He said, feelings die. And I was like, really? See, as a young lady, I want you to know how beautiful you are, how pretty you are, the size of your breast, and how big your buttocks are. Those are natural, instinct that does most men to you. But it won't keep them. It will not keep them. Please take note of this. So you need to be able to know. You need to, have access to some other secret that will help you to know who is really coming for you because of true love and not just because of the external things you have. Because based on research, there's no marriage. If you've ever watched the interview of maybe couples who have spent 30 years in marriage, 25 years in marriage, I've interviewed some of them. I have some of those videos here on my YouTube. None of them will ever tell you it's because of the big size of my wife's breast that has kept this marriage, or the big buttock, or how beautiful. There's nothing external that has sustained any marriage beyond 2 years. They are internal factors. I'm not downplaying the place of attractiveness, emotion, beauty or the likes. No, as a matter of fact, my wife is extremely beautiful. Yes, this is my wife's picture. So I'm not downplaying that part, but I'm saying there should be factors beyond that. Any marriage built on just beauty, handsomeness, the size of the breast, the buttock, the cut, the shape, does not last. And the marriages of many celebrities around the world should have shown you that something is wrong. You can't just afford to build your marital destiny on that alone. So what am I trying to say? So as a young lady, there's a lot you need to put into consideration. This guy is coming, you don't know which of them really loves you, which of them does not love you, which of them is because of your face. And based on the law of psychology and the law of diminishing return, the lifespan of a love built on anything external, your beauty, your breast, your buttocks, or anything about you that is external, is 2 years. Because the law of diminishing return stays in economics, that once a consumer continuously consumes a particular commodity, you get to a state that they lose satisfaction. So by the time the guys get married to you, he has seen the breast, he has fondled it, he has seen your buttocks, you are now intimate, you've had sex, you have kids, everything just fades. It's not just exciting again. And if it's not a Christian, if he never truly have true love for you, it leaves you just like that actor said. He said, feelings die. And you need to see the picture of this lady. She has everything most average men want in a woman. So because at the end of the day, women seems to be the victim. They raise their kids alone. Many of these actresses, these are their stories. And many times that's one of the reasons why I'm just doing this video. I really want you to learn, especially as a young lady, because men are rugged. Men don't really have feelings. They move on. But you are stuck with a kid. You have to, there are a lot of true life stories that I've had access to that currently as I'm speaking. They seem to be disturbing, but I can't share all of them with you. But all I'm trying to say is that, please, as a young lady, don't be carried away by the guy says you're so beautiful, I can't sleep because of that, this and that. Look at what Solomon said. Solomon, the most wealthiest man that ever lived, the most sagacious man that ever lived, and the only man in history that had access to 1,000 women, if not more. So for Solomon to come back and say beauty is vain, you can imagine the kind and the caliber. Go and read your Bible. Solomon, most of those who were Solomon's wives were princesses. They were daughters of kings. So they were extremely beautiful people. But at the end of his life, he now said beauty is vain. What do you think Solomon is saying? He's not downplaying beauty, but he's saying that a time comes in our life. If you ever look at your mom, the picture of your mom, the fact that you are beautiful as a young lady tells you that your mom was extremely beautiful when she was young, or your dad was handsome because you could take your dad's face. So, but look at them today; they are aging. Yes, so it's going to happen to you. But the truth of the matter is, even in this their aged state, their marriage still continues. So one cannot afford to build a permanent structure on a temporary basis or foundation. So that's what I'm trying to tell us. So what are these 5 factors or principles or truths that can help you to find love as a Christian young lady? Because like I said earlier, anytime a single lady gets married, there are a minimum of 14 ladies based on statistics that are probably more beautiful, more intelligent, more exposed that are not married. And some of these ladies, at the slightest provocation, are ready to snatch the married men. Yeah, so you need to know that even when you are married as a young lady, you have competitors. There are ladies out there who want to. In fact, according to Isaiah chapter, I think 4 verse 1 or 7 verse 1, it says, "Thus says the Lord, shall come to pass in the last days that 7 women will cleave to a man and say, okay, we just want to bear your name. Just sleep with us. Let us have children through you. We don't want to let your wife be at home." So you need to know what you are into as a young lady. And I make bold to say some of these things I say, you wouldn't really hear them, because yes, we have many married counselors out there, but I combine biblical history, theology, and a lot of research to most of the things I say, and that's why they are very, very deep. So you need to know that even by the time you are married as a woman, as a lady, you need to be prayerful. Yes, because there are a lot of factors wrestling to hijack your husband from you. Yes, so what are these 5 things that can help you to find the person that truly loves you, that is not loving you because of anything external that will fade with the passage of time? The first thing is your personality. So you need to ask yourself as a young lady, what's my personality? You need to discover yourself, and I'm going to break them down. So under personality, we have what we call temperament. Now there are 4 kinds of temperament. We have the phlegmatics, we have the melancholies, we have the sanguine, and we have the cholerics. Now I want to believe by now you should have be acquainted with some of these things. Now, to break it down further, we have the outgoing personalities and the indoor personalities. So look at yourself properly. Are you the are you the type that likes to go out, you like to socialize, you like to make friends? So if you're that type, then I want to put it straight to you that the husband you're going to marry is going to be the opposite, because opposite attract. That's the law of psychology when it comes to human relationship. Opposite attract. So if you're the type that you love to, you are very social, you are outgoing, you're going to marry a calm, reserved, a young man. That is the first thing that should just make you to know the kind. So if you have been eyeing another social person, it won't work in the long run, because you just notice you don't just find the other person attractive. And if you are the cool, calm, collected fellow, you are an indoor person, you don't like to go out, you can stay in your room, in your house for a month, and you just be there, then most likely you're going to get married to an outdoor person, an outspoken person, either choleric or sanguine. Those are the outgoing person. So I don't want to make this to be too long. So that's just the first thing that makes you to know who's likely going to be the love of your life. So your personality, what you need to know yourself. So once you've known yourself, okay, these are my strengths, these are my weaknesses, then most likely you are going to get married to someone that is opposite that. Then the next thing that shows you the love of your life is your parents. Yes, your parents have a role to play in you discovering the love of your life, and I'm going to be very biblical on this. Now, the first documentation of how a life partner was chosen in the Bible is in the book of Genesis chapter 24. And Genesis chapter 24, Abraham called Eliezer his eldest servant and compelled him to swear an oath to him that he's going to go to his hometown to bring a wife for Isaac, his son. Now, Isaac was the one to be married. He was probably playing in the balcony or doing something else. He was not even involved at all. Meanwhile, Abraham, compelled the servant, and Eliezer went, and and he went to bring Rebecca. So what am I trying to say? If you have godly parents who have been interceding for you, or if you are a parent watching this, you have a role to play. Now, we are dealing with different kind of generation now. Many of us are Gen Alpha, Gen Z. Many of us don't really take God serious, but I tell you the truth, marriage is very spiritual and it's a deep thing. Now, what am I trying to say is that many of us, we are carried away by the things we see on social media. We meet our friends, we are carried away by emotions, by someone we love, and all these things just block our eyes to see some certain realities. So, but the truth of the matter is, I've also seen youth who are found in these realities, but whose parents are highly spiritual, who are intercessors, and who are always interceding for their children. And because of that, these guys just thought they were, going out and doing their thing. They just asked out, ladies as they wanted, but they were walking into the fulfillment of those intercession and prayers by their parents. And this is why you see some rough guys, some godless guys, you see them marrying the best woman in the world. You'll be like, this life is not fair. Look at this useless guy having a wonderful wife. And some of these young ladies will now turn the life of those guys, they will beautify it, they will change them, and you're like, this is not fair. Meanwhile, you see a good lady, church lady marrying a man, beating and you'll be like, how did this thing work out? In most cases, there's somebody somewhere interceding for that rough guy, and that's why he finds a good wife. So this is important. Your parents or your guardians, your leaders, if they are interceding for you, it can help you to find the love of your life. The third thing is your purpose. This is very, very important as a young lady. What's your purpose? Where are you going in life? If you have the ambition of being a career woman, you can't afford to marry any kind of person. Yes, for example, I read a post by a young lawyer. She said she told her husband, because of my career and what I'm pursuing, we can't afford to have children for the first few years of our marriage. So these things are very important. Who are you? What do you want to do in life? What's your purpose? Do you get it? There are some men, even they have all the money to do so, that they will say, once I get married to you, I want you to be a full housewife. That is what they want, and they'll be giving you money. But considering what you have been pursuing, your ambition, do you think that's the kind of wife you want to be? So if you don't know your purpose, it will be extremely difficult for you to know the right partner for you. This is very, very important. Now, the fourth point is this, which I want you to take serious, is prayer. These are 5 P's now. This is the fourth P, prayer. Please create that time to play. Don't just be a slave queen. Be a slave queen that slays in the place of prayer. There's a lot of online community on all different social media platforms where prayers are being held, even for young ladies. There are some of my mentees that I see them join here and there. Please cultivate the habit of praying as a young lady. And I tell you the truth, even right from your secondary school days, you can start praying about your future, about your marriage, about your partner, the kind of partner you want. Tell God the kind of partner you want in accordance to His will. So start praying. Prayer helps you to know. I listened to a touching testimony from the Winlows, the wife. I can't remember her name specifically. And she said there's this brother that comes to meet her after the church service, and they share the scriptures. But because she has always been praying, she said one day they were just having a conversation, and she said, "Do you have a child?" And the guy was upset and said, "What do you mean I have a child?" The guy left. But she herself was surprised that how could something like this come out of my mouth? But she has said it, and when next they met, she asked him again, "Do you have a child?" The guy was like, "What sort of question is that? I'm young, I'm asking you out, I want to marry you, I want us to settle down, and you're asking me, do I have a child?" So the guy left. Anytime, the guy is coming back, she's going to say, "Do you have a child?" And later the guy confessed and said, "Actually, I have a child, and the child is with my mom in the village." And she was like, "Oh, and you want to marry me as though nothing has ever happened?" How on earth would she have known if she was not prayerful? So please, young ladies, don't just be carried away by this guy is swamping around my life, I'm so beautiful. Please pray. Prayer will show you the hidden things of the heart. See, I tell people there are 3 things about our prospective suitors that we must know, but it's only one of them, those prospective suitors are willing to share. You need to know some certain things about the past of whoever is going to be your prospective partner. You need to know their present, and you need to know their future. But many are not willing to share their past because it could be ugly, like this young man who had a child and it's not, was willing to cover it and get married as though nothing has ever happened. But many of them will share their present, and even most of us, when we are meet and start asking questions, we ask questions based on the present. What are you doing? What's your job? Which school did you graduate from? This and that. Those are the present tense questions. Future, even the person you're asking does not know anything about their future, except those who have prayed, who have discovered their purpose, and who know where they are going in life. But do you know, if you're a praying young lady, the Lord can show you the past, the present, and the future of whoever you want to get married to. In the book of Jeremiah chapter 16 verse 1 to verse 3, God told Jeremiah not to pick a wife from a particular clan. You know why? God told him he's going to destroy everybody from that clan. And this thing is very applicable. There are a lot of young people living, I say this regrettably, but this is the fact. Personally, I can't count the marriages I've seen where young couples have died, and this is just a sad reality about life. What am I trying to say? There are a couple of people out there in the world, beautiful, charming, nothing is wrong with them, but some of them just have 5 more years to live, and between that space of 5 years, somebody will get married to them and they will die because their time is up. Yes, but that's why I told you earlier that I combine biblical perspective and a lot through my marriage teachings, and this is the fact. So what am I trying to say? If you go and listen, you can say I'm mentioning some of these key figures. Yes, Apostle Michael Orokpo, he said there was a young lady he would have gotten married to that died a year after maybe a marriage, or maybe after he got married, a year after. He said by now I would have been a widower. So these things are real. That's why personally I kind of get upset when I see a young lady who is not spiritual, who is just carried away by it. Oh God, I'm beautiful. It pisses me off. I mean, life is deeper than all these. You've got to be spiritual. Pray, slay in the place of prayer. Don't just be a slay queen. Be a slay queen in the place of prayer. Yes, that's what we are talking about. So prayer is one of the surest means that helps you to know who is God's will for your life. Somebody that will not deceive you. Somebody that is not coming to you because of your breast, because of your botox, because of your beauty, or because of your charisma, or because of the kind of family you came from. These are the factors, that attract an average young guy to many ladies. And if any of these factors is no longer there, then the marriage start collapsing. And the fifth factor, that in fact this is where a lot of young church ladies miss it, that is going to help you to find the love of your life, is positioning. Let me come again. The first P is personality. The second is your purpose or your parents. The third is your purpose. The fourth is your prayer. You have to pray yourself. And the fifth is your positioning. This is in fact, this is the reason why many church Christian ladies are stuck. This is the reason why they are stuck. Now let me be more practical. You are afraid, God show me my partner. Many times you will have a dream, you see a guy, you didn't see the face or you didn't know him. Or many times some people will give you prophecies that, oh, the Lord said he has done it, he has shown you, or your partner is around your life. You just hear a lot of prophecies, but nothing happened. The first year, second year, third year, nothing is happening. Do you know why? Because you are wrongly positioned. I heard of a true life story. This young lady was praying, partner. She was living in Lagos, and she involved the husband of her friend. And through the word of prophecy, the pastor just said, "Can you relocate to Abuja?" And she relocated to Abuja. Her husband was waiting for her in Abuja. Now, let me give you some biblical principles. When Eliezer got to Abraham's town to go and pick the wife for Isaac, where did he went to? The Bible said he went to the well where the young ladies, the virgin of the town, goes to fetch water in the evening. He went to the place where he is going to find suitors, and he said, "Lord God of my master, please, any young lady I speak to, let her be willing to feed all these camels." Camels are hot climate animals, and a single camel drinks about 200 liters of water, and Rebecca single-handedly fed 10 camels. That is 10 times 200. That's 2,000 liters. And his manual is it's not tapo. It's not washing water. That shows how domesticated Rebecca is, but I guess I digressed. Now, so what am I trying to say? He went to the place that he can find the prospective lady he was looking out for. Just only a few number of Christian ladies will meet their husband in their church. Just only a few, only maybe 30% out of 100%. Others, your husband have been positioned in different places, different spheres of life. Some could meet their prospective partner in the NYC camp, some in seminars, programs, retreat, business gatherings, anywhere. But this is why you need to be sensitive and to be led by God. How did Damilola Mabamle meet Ella? After Ella finished medical school, she had initially chatted him on Facebook Messenger that she wanted to be part of the drama stuff, and when she finished, the Lord led her to go for the drama schooling they used to do in Mount Zion, and she went. And from there, initially he has been speaking with his dad, that is Damilola Mabamle, and they have been praying together. When he sighted her, he just knew that this is the lady. Imagine Ella had kept herself in her church or in her room and praying, God, where's my husband? Where's my husband? So the bottom line about positioning is you have to be seen. How did Ruth eventually got married to Boaz? When their husband died and she came back home with Naomi, she just told Naomi, I can't afford to see that at all. Please let me go and work. And Naomi guided her. And when she started working, she was extremely industrious and hardworking. Boaz came back to his company and saw that there's been a lot of difference. So he asked his worker, what brought about this difference? He said, there's this young woman called Ruth. So she's the one that's working. So, that's brought about this change. She said, and no problem. And there was a day he now came, it was around that Woods came and he saw, and before you know it, that is how they met. So positioning matters. You have discovered your personality, your parents have been interceding for you, you've known your purpose in life, you yourself you have been praying, but without positioning you will still be stuck. In the book of Isaiah, this is the Bible passage on the screen, you can see it. It says that none will lack a mate. This is the word of the Lord for you as a Christian young lady. The Lord is saying you will not lack your mate. Forget about the fact that there are more women in the world than men. You have your own husband, and that's the mentality you need to run your life with. Just make sure you're on the Lord's side, you've discovered your purpose, and you know what you are doing. And most importantly, like I've said, which is the fifth point, is position yourself. Be led. I've heard of ladies who were led by God to go for evangelism, and that was where they met their husband. Some have been told to travel, that was where they met their husband. Some, young ladies who have been praying, Lord, let your will be done for my life. When it was time for them to be posted for the NYC camp, they were posted to where their husband was also posted. These are answers to prayers. So with these 5 factors, I assure you, you are going to meet who is going to be the love of your life. Someone who, when your breast is now sagging, when your buttocks is no longer as attractive as it may be, when your pretty face is having wrinkles and aging due to stress of birth and the likes, due to natural causes and effects, inevitable ones, will still love you for the rest of your life. So these are the factors that helps you to find the love of your life as a Christian lady. We are dealing and we are talking to Christians, not people out there in the world. For people out there in the world to find whoever they fall in love with, all they have to do is to dress seductively, open their breast and their buttocks and their thighs, and those guys, they meet them, they sleep with each other, and they also leave them. But we are talking about a relationship that will stand the test of time and that's going to advance the kingdom of God. So thank you very much for watching, and God bless you. I am Pastor Shola Badimu. If you are new to this channel, why haven't you subscribed, especially when you find value in this video, because there are other videos and messages here on this platform that will be a blessing to you. More also, please do well to share this with others so that it can be a blessing to them. Let me hear your thoughts in the comment section. If you want me to do a video on any other topics, revolving around the relationship, marriage and the likes, I have many of them in stock. It's once in a while when I get inspiration, I just come up to do this. And there are many programs I've gone to minister as guest minister, that I also upload here. Yeah, so you see many of them there. And so the Lord will bless you. Thank you very much, and God bless you. See you in my next video. Bye for now.